Hello everybody, Kizbard here, and welcome to my top 10 least favorite Pokemon. Before we get into the video, I would like to make it clear for this list, there won't be any Pokemon from Generation 6 and onward. Meaning this list will be exclusively Generation 1 to 5. Though some Pokemon from Generation 6 and onward might be in the honorable/dishonorable mentions. But let's just begin this list now. Number 10, Unfezant. Yet we are starting with the regional birds here. Unfezant is a normal flying type introduced in Generation 5 and is pretty much the Pidgeot of that generation. Unfezant is nowhere near as good as Staraptor. It is easily one of the worst regional birds out there. Unfezant's stats don't look too bad. It's got really good attack and speed, but the issue is its moves. For some reason, it gets tons of special moves like Air Slash that it can never use, because special attack is so terrible. Now, Unfezant's only number 10 on this list because it does have the Super Luck ability and it has 2 gender differences, but this doesn't change the fact that it's just mediocre. When Sigilyph of all Pokemon outclasses you, you know that's disappointing. And speaking of disappointing, number 9, Magcargo. Easily one of the most inept Pokemon to ever exist. Magcargo is a fire and rock type introduced in Generation 2, although Slugma was only available in the Kanto region post-game. Speaking of Slugma, that thing never evolves until level 38 and is the weakest fire type out there. Expecting us to get it up those levels? Are you joking me? Anyways, as for Magcargo itself, it has a really good physical defense stat, but has no HP to back them up and has an awful typing of fire and rock, making it weak to both ground and water 4 times. Now, Magcargo is only number 9 on this list because it does have a really awesome design, and it does get Shell Smash in later generations. It's just a shame that it's so inept at its battle capabilities. Number 8, Castform. Just what the hell is going on with this thing's design? Castform is a normal type introduced in Generation 3, though its typing can change depending on the weather. I just don't understand what this thing's design is supposed to be with its chest, quote unquote. Are those supposed to be testicles? Breast? Weirdly placed butt? That is kind of why Castform is on this list, purely because of its design alone. Its other forms aren't too bad though. Number 7, Zebstrika. Easily one of the most overrated Pokemon to ever exist. Zebstrika is a pure electric type introduced in Generation 5. It has a really cool design as well as a really high speed stat, but nothing else. Its physical attack is pretty decent, but there's absolutely no moves to complement it. You can argue there's Wild Charge, but good luck with Recoil. Even Electivire, who suffers from the same issues as being a physical electric type, gets tons of coverage moves that it can use. Whereas the best coverage you're going to get out of Zebstrika are Flame Charge and Signal Beam. Number 6, Seaking. Seaking is a pure water type introduced in Generation 1. Seaking is easily one of the most forgettable Pokemon out there, especially for a Generation 1 Pokemon. There is just about nothing interesting or special about Seaking, other than it gets waterfall leveling up. I really do not have a whole lot else to say about Seaking because it's that boring. Number 5, Lickitung and Lickilicky. Now we're getting to some of the most truly atrocious Pokemon. They're both pure normal types. Lickitung is from Generation 1 while Lickilicky is from Generation 4. They're both on here just because of how generic they are. Before Generation 4, Lickitung was just a normal type that had nothing that stood out about it. And when it got an evolution in Generation 4, literally nothing about it changed other than its stats and maybe its moves. Lickilicky is probably the worst Generation 4 evolution just because of its terrible design and doing nothing to improve Lickitung. Number 4, Klang and Klinklang. These have to be some of the laziest designs so far. Klang and Klinklang are steel types introduced in Generation 5. These two literally look like a copy and paste of the same Pokemon, only Klinklang has a ring and an extra gear. I just don't understand how lazy you could possibly get. Number 3, Delibird. Delibird is an ice and flying type introduced in Generation 2. Delibird is easily one of the worst Pokemon out there. Before Generation 7, the only move you can get leveling up is Present, which is absolutely hilarious. If there is one kind of cool thing about Delibird, in Generation 2 it was the only Pokemon immune to spikes that could learn Rapid Spin. But other than that, it's terrible. Its typing is even worse too. Number 2, Shedinja. One of the most poorly executed gimmicks. Shedinja is a bug and ghost type introduced in Generation 3. Shedinja only has 1 HP, but it has the ability Wonder Guard. Wonder Guard only makes it take damage from super effective moves. However, there is one glaring issue that makes Shedinja so high on this list. Wonder Guard does not protect it from passive damage, meaning if it gets burned for example, the passive damage will kill it. There has not been a single Pokemon that I've used that's been more aggravating than Shedinja. Before we get into our number 1 pick, there's actually 2 dishonorable mentions I want to go over and 1 honorable mention. Incineroar was one of the most disappointing starter Pokemon for me, but going to Smash Bros, so I can at least respect it for that. Klefki. I mean, it's just keys. What else do you want me to say about it? And for the honorable mention, it is Garbodor. I just could not put it on the list. Number 1, Luvdisc. Luvdisc is a pure water type introduced in Generation 3. Luvdisc combines virtually every single issue I have with the previous entries. It's terrible in battle, it's super gimmicky with the heart scales, and you get it so late in the game. Not to mention just how lazy its design is. I really do not have a whole lot else to say about Luvdisc, it's just that underwhelming.